Okay, so lately the word deloads has been going on, you know, in the fitness industry. Deloads are, it's usually lasts over a week, where what you do is you reduce the amount of work you do in the gym. And if you don't know what work is, it's basically sets times your reps times your weight. So when you multiply all of that together, you get the total amount of weight you're lifting in the gym, which is nothing but your work. And because we're doing so little work, we've dropped the sets, we've also dropped the reps, and we've dropped the weight. No doubt it becomes much easier, and that's why this week is more of a focus on technique. So, when you're doing the rows, not just rolling, like shaking the bar to you using hip momentum and leg momentum and all of that. It's about being precise, about being steady, controlling the eccentric as it's coming down, and then quickly back up, thinking about pulling with your elbows. So things like that, focusing on your technique. And the reason being is as you continue in the gym, like months of training, weeks of training, as your gains are going up, strength and muscle, so is your fatigue. Both the mental fatigue, like, psychologically, you just don't want to go back to the gym. Okay, I get it. You're super motivated. You may not be one of those people, but other people, they want to take a break away from the gym. You hear that time to time people saying, I'm going to take a week off. That's just the mental fatigue that has built up, and also the physical fatigue, just feeling beat up, and you wake up in the morning and your body is aching with pains, muscle tissue, joint pain, all of that. And that's why when you do go to lift, you don't express the actual true potential you have, because there's also always some fatigue from the previous session. And the best way to think of this is if you PR'd, like if you PR'd, you maxed out on a Monday. The following day, on Tuesday, as Jeff Nippert said in his example as well, perfect example by the way, on Tuesday you go in and go for a PR again, most likely you'll lift less. And the scientific formula for this is your performance, or the weight you actually lift, is equal to your fitness, so the amount of muscle and your true potential, your true strength, minus any fatigue you have. So when fatigue comes down, performance goes up, as long as your fitness stays constant. And that's what deloads are all about. We're trying to mitigate, or we're trying to dissipate, like just reduce all that fatigue that we've built up, so we can give that week for our joints to heal, to feel refreshed, to go back into the gym and all the good stuff. But we're doing just enough sets, reps and weight so we can maintain our fitness, because we don't want to go back in gains. That would just be a waste of a week. So we want to maintain our gains, but we're going to drop the fatigue. And the reason being is to drop fatigue, you only need to do this much compared to your usual this much. And to maintain gains, you only need to do this much as well, because only to build gains do you need to do that much. Build gains do you need to do that much. When you do lower, you won't sacrifice gains unless you do super low. That's how it works. And by the end of the week, fatigue would have completely dropped, while your fitness would remain the same, so your performance will go up. So in the next couple of weeks, PRs start popping around, you start seeing increased gains because of the result of better performance. And the way to do this is every 4 to 12 weeks, 12 if you're more on the beginner side, and 4 if you're on the most advanced side. You schedule in a deload, especially when you're starting to feel really beat up, feel fatigued, joints are paining, not hitting PRs. That's perfect time. And if you're in your first year lifting or first 6 months, deloads are not necessary, because just simply learning technique will get you those gains, since everything is so new. Doing only a half to 2/3 of what you usually do. So cutting sets down by 2/3, cutting reps down by 2/3, cutting weight down by 2/3, or if you need an even more bigger deload, like you're really feeling the pain, really psychologically fatigued, drop it by a half. Nothing will happen. Just for a week, you can go half. So half the sets, half the reps, half the weight. Phew, easy. That's what I do. And that week becomes super easy. You don't need to walk in and think, okay, I need to lift this much weight today. It's going to be a hard session. You go in, it takes like half the time. That's why you can also reduce the amount of sessions, because you can like compact 2 into 1 kind of thing. And it's just so much easier. And the biggest counter argument to deloads is that, well, I could have just kept going. I wasted that 1 week trying to mitigate fatigue and all that when I could have spent that 1 week gaining more muscle. But the thing is, why deloads are so powerful is that that week itself, yes, you may be sacrificing a bit, but you're sacrificing the current week for the future's benefits. And what I'm saying is, if you weren't going to take the deload that week, and you continue to progress, so your gains, they were going up like this. And so was your fatigue. It was also going up like this. But fatigue rises faster and drops faster. So we've got gains going like this. Fatigue is coming from down here and it's going up to here. So we've got like a line going like this for fatigue, and we've got a line going like this for fitness. Now, because we've dropped fatigue, it's gone up here, but it's come all the way back down here. Now, starting from here to get all the way back up to here will take a lot more time. And in that time, you can really focus on building muscle and getting stronger. And that's the reason why deloads are a must in your program to get the best results possible. May the gains be with you, and see you in the next one.